Welcome back to HowToAV.tv. We're over at ISE 2019 and we're at the main stage, and we've just been joined by Joseph Valerio of AVIXA and Deborah Jones of the QE2 Centre, who literally just left the main stage with a whole lot of passion about recruiting new people into the AV industry. So let's start off first of all. Is there a gap? Do we need new people? Or this industry is so exciting, surely the people are queuing at the door to join the AV industry. Deborah, is that true, or do we need to find new people?
I don't think you can have too much AV. You can never have too many people who are industry-based, who are sitting either at the very beginning of their career, or they're further up and they're looking at CTS qualification, they're looking at recruiting new staff. Both ends have to meet. And the thing about it is there is a dearth of apprenticeships. We have an absolutely fabulous industry with the eyes and ears of the communication sector. Everybody has to get their message across, whether they're in services, whether they've got a product. And at the moment, we have a shortage of trained people. The CTS is a good benchmark to start with. So I would encourage everybody to go for the CTS if you can. If you're a woman, it's a level playing field. It puts you up with the boys. I can't encourage people enough to do that, and AVIXA can help with mentoring. It's a global organisation. Whatever country you're in, find out where your nearest AVIXA office is and join up immediately, is my advice.
And Joseph, we're thoroughly embedded in the AV industry. It's our lives, it's what we do, but perhaps it's not known to everybody, and there are a lot of young people out there who really don't realise that it is a career and just how exciting it is. So can you give us some idea of what kind of careers are out there, whether it's installation, whether it's service, whether it's support of systems, manufacturing, the whole live environment. So what is actually out there that we've perhaps not even realised, that as a technical person or as a creative, what could we be doing? How exciting is this industry?
It's beyond exciting. You've named a number of them, so I won't redo that, Chris, but I have a myriad of jobs that are available that I think this next generation in particular can identify with in a way that we haven't really been able to before. A lot of them are at their computer on YouTube all the time, for example. A lot of them can see the live event industry because they go to concerts and shows all the time, but they don't know that someone has to hand the microphone to that famous person, to that celebrity singer. And I think a lot of it is that we can bridge that gap by connecting the dots for those students, going into the communities and showing them that you can actually be a programmer because a manufacturer, for example, wants you to break their system to show that they can have some quality control on that product. Or maybe you're into sound from your house of worship and you've been doing that and you didn't know a whole time you were doing that. Or a lot of students are into content now. They love making videos at home. They love making things with Adobe Photoshop, for example. And that's a whole need in our industry because there's menu boards you need to put together at retail malls. You name it, there's a job for somebody in this industry for sure.
And we were looking at some incredible projects going on. We were talking to some of the guys at Craftwork yesterday who have just done an incredible installation, museum AV installation up in the Alps, 3,000 meters up. There is both creativity in the whole AV IT industry as well. I know you're central London, so you must be seeing perhaps a lot of IT people who are seeing, actually, it's so much more exciting and colourful and lively, perhaps.
The thing about live events is that they're like this, they're live events. You can't send a ticket if you've got a problem and wait 2 days for it. Ours is such a dynamic and fast-moving technological environment. AV is well, you've got an IP address for a start. AV and IT, I think, are integrated beyond measure. But you've got to have a different mindset for AV. You've got to be, I think, much more creative in a way, and you've got to think on the spot. Too many people, I think, get drawn in. They fall into AV, and it is so easy because it's in every industry. You can be looking at digital signage in the retail industry. You can be in a bank and you can be handling the trading floor where there's absolutely loads of IT but loads of AV fully integrated. You can be in a hospital. You can be in an education system. People fall into AV. I want them to see it as a fully formed go-to career, and there has to be a path for that, and I think AVIXA can do that. I think people like the AV user group, like other partners who are in mature industries, can funnel these young gamers, these funky social media people, can funnel them into something that's a really serious profession that can bring them into staging. They can look at audio, they can look at lighting, and the projection is absolutely fabulous at the moment. You walk over this floor, you've got projection mapping on one floor, you've got 0.9 pixel pitch in another corner, you've got people who have stuck stuff in ice to show you how robust it is, and then you've got like lounge lizard stands where the AV is so subtle you have to look around for it, but everything is dazzling, and we want people to take that career path from the moment they get out of school. And I think that it's right there. There's a ready-built toolkit if you only know the right people.
Deborah, I think you got it absolutely right about the vast majority of us fall into this industry. I certainly did. I don't know about you guys. I was in a totally different industry. Is that changing? Can we be at school doing our studies, college, university? Is there a path when we're in education that we should go down to start off with?
If I could, Chris, yeah. The key, I think, for our future and for our industry to make it as bright as we think it should be is to start at the schools. Our members, our community can go out and make those connections for students to see themselves in this industry by doing the very things that Deborah's promoted. That it's showing them that this is not a traditional career. You're looking for something that you're maybe not looking for an office job, for example. But you know what? You could still have your life and do a great concert event from the inside, and you can be the person behind all of those experiences. You can make the FA Cup happen by putting all the screens up and making sure those speakers work so all the fans can enjoy that experience. Because I think they're all seeking integrated experiences. So all students are looking for jobs that give them that experience. And so I think the way we can do that is by getting into the schools, showing them that there's training out there. AVIXA and its foundation, for whom I work, is a great opportunity to share that wealth of knowledge, get them trained up, and then connect them to our companies in our industry to show them that those jobs are a possibility.
So if you're at school, if your kids are still at school, what's the right path to go down? IT is fantastic, web design is amazing, simply being a creative. Physics, there are so many different routes that can bring you into this, and like you say, find the opportunities. My son himself, he's involved in the stage design and the stage building and the sound and light at his school. Try those opportunities as well. If you're moving towards college and university, it begins to be a bit more formal. So Joe, what should we start to look for there, and what opportunities does AVIXA have available?
Well, we certainly have those career potential, I think, through apprenticeship schemes, and that's a big opportunity for getting one's hands-on experience right before they leave uni, or even while you're still starting school as a young person. But AVIXA and its foundation offer certain training to give you fundamental knowledge, so that way when you do maybe try that apprenticeship scheme, or you do jump into a career right after uni, you can you'll already have that knowledge, and that company can be very happy that you are pre-qualified. You've already got some of that creative mind, because that's, I think, our generation with whom we're speaking right now. But letting them know that we have the material to learn some of those fundamental AV skills to connect what you already know. Maybe you're an engineering student, like you said. Well, I already have some of that science background. But now, how do I help that screen connect with the viewers at this institution, at this higher learning, the school that I'm at, can have that lecture happen really well. Be curious, I think, more than anything, right, Deborah? I think it's about connecting what I think is important in the world to that this is a career. And so we offer materials, manufacturers offer materials, our industry offers training all over the board to get your hands dirty.
And then Deborah, I'm just going to look straight to you, and when we're talking about this career, this is not, surprisingly, just a career for middle-aged men, is it?
I hope not. I really hope not. I think it's a career for any age, to be honest. We've just had a talk with somebody on stage, and he was saying that he had somebody who was over 65, somebody who was just at the start of their career, and people in the middle. He obviously has a really diverse workforce. They're all passionate about audiovisual. They all want to do the very, very best for their clients. They're in a commercial environment. They can see that it's a really much more vibrant way of earning a living. why not extend that to the rest of your personal life as well? And I talked a bit about how AV goes into every sector. I mean, we fundraise at our school. We bought iPads. All the kids were on iPads. We bought 2,000 ebooks. It's a no-brainer, really, isn't it, AV? You can get involved at any level, at any time, at any age, and if you have the CTS qualification, I think you've got that diverse plane to start from. I think it's equality of opportunity.
There's some great opportunities through Women in AV. AVIXA are pushing. I know you're heavily involved with diversity for AVIXA as well. If people want to go online, find out more about the industry, find out how they can get involved. Deborah, where would you go first of all?
I'd go on the AVIXA site and the Grow AV page and have a look at the foundation and all your toolkits there.
And from you, Joe, where are you going to go and look?
Well, I'm going to go to our site. Yeah, I think that AVIXA's site has both a plethora of knowledge about AV careers, but also how the foundation, in particular our charitable organization, can help connect with schools and help students connect those dots and potentially help start an internship scheme or even a scholarship to help them with school, whatever that may be. So /foundation, avixa.org/foundation is usually where we go. So.
And if your organization's an end user, AV user group, full of new prototypes, really exciting stuff. You can pull people in so easily with that.
Clearly, the AV industry really is an exciting industry to be part of. If you want to find out more, take a look at AVIXA or leave some comments below. We can pass on your comments, your queries to Joe. We'll pass them on to Deborah. We'll get some answers out of them. Join us again soon at howtoav.tv. Thank you very much.